Hello, hello. I'm really excited. If you're with me at the top of that 8 o'clock hour, if it's 8 o'clock where you are, it could be 5 o'clock where our guest is going to be, our Fran will be. It could be 1 in the morning in the UK. But I hope you're going to stay tuned for what we have coming up for you. It's a good one. And I am so excited to talk to her. So I'm going to invite her in a few seconds. Just so you know a little backstory, we've been working with Fran for 4 years, along with her charity, Cancer Schmancer. For those of you who don't know about it, I'm sure she'll fill us in. But so I've known her for some time. I feel like I know her in my head like she's my best friend. Don't tell her that, but I do feel like that. And I'm sure a lot of us feel like that watched her on The Nanny and have been following her. But anyway, so we're excited to bring her in, and we'll fill you in a little bit about what she's up to and Cancer Schmancer. And then we're going to talk a little bit about a collection that we're doing. And also, if you have questions, I won't be able to read them tonight, but we have somebody sitting next to us reading every question that comes in, and we will definitely get to your responses. So do not worry. At the very end, we will probably have a Q&A, but we don't have a very long time with our Fran. She's a very busy woman, so whatever time we have, we want to maximize and let you really be entertained by what she has to tell you, and maybe some questions I'm going to ask her, just saying. So we're going to invite her in. And she will come on with us in just a second. I'm so glad some of you are rolling in now. So just bear with us. Oh, we got you.
Hi, how are you, Laura?
I'm so good. This was seamless getting you on here.
I know, it only takes like 10 people outside of the camera lens helping us. I don't claim to be a savant when it comes to tech.
Yeah, no,
But I actually do embrace it. And my parents, who are both in their 90s, also text and FaceTime and text pictures, especially my mom.
Is that right?
Yeah, isn't that marvelous?
Is something else. I could never get my mother to do that. No way.
Well,
She's
been doing it for years, and it's the thing that, we FaceTime every day.
That's amazing. No, I would FaceTime, but at the time when she was here with us, her caregiver would bring it up to her. And I would, I always wanted her to be able to use it. So it's amazing that you have that with them. Are they in Florida still?
Yes, the kibbutz.
That's exactly. It's exactly what it is.
I've been begging them to move in with me.
Really?
For a decade. And they keep saying, we like Florida, but now they're in an age where it would be better for them to be near one of their children, but now it's too late.
It's hard to move them at that age. Believe me, I know. I did it. And my mother was not happy. I moved her into New York City, into my apartment building, and she was 91 when I moved her here, and she regretted it. She would always say, my house, where's my house? So yeah, no, let them stay where they're happy.
Yeah, now it's like a done deal. I have care, home carers, but God, and it's what it is. But thank God for FaceTime.
Yeah, thank God for it. I'm so glad that we got to do this. I was so looking forward to this. And I was saying, I know so many of your followers are joining us who don't know me. But my followers are such mega fans as I am. As you know, I saw you this summer, and that was the most incredible event.
We were celebrating a birthday.
Oh, yes, you remember, right?
Of course.
Yeah, it was my 65th.
Definitely. I remember it was a birthday that I already celebrated.
It's true. But, I have to tell you, Fran, there were so many things that you spoke about. This was in the Hamptons, everybody. And when you got up there and
we did our health summit, which we do annually, and this is the first time we did it on the East Coast.
Fran, I want to tell you, unfortunately, my table was right in front of you. So I couldn't make the faces to my friends that I wanted to make, which was like when you said it's probably not a good idea to drink. It's probably not a good idea to have pasta all the time. I was like, she's talking to me. But
Well, I had to learn the hard way. I mean, it's just because I had escalating inflammation, and there's really if if you do things that your body doesn't like, you will pay a price for it. And sometimes I do, and I'm always regretful. But to err is human. But for the most part, like right now, I'm being very strict with myself, and I actually feel much better. So there's really, no way around it.
there
You just
really
you
isn't.
are what you eat, and you are what your eating's eating.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the environment that create for yourself is very important, and it needs to be carcinogen free and toxic free. And that's part of the reason why I like, Laura Geller Beauty, because
yeah,
I can tell that it's a pure product
yeah,
by the way I react to it, and I'm always getting complimented on my skin and stuff. And part of it is because I don't put things on that my skin doesn't like or appreciate.
yeah. No, thank
Honor
you for
my
saying that.
body.
No, oh no, listen, we agree. It's very, very important. It's our initiative. And this collection that we're talking about tonight, the Big Starter Kit, is all handmade
Yeah,
in
and
Italy.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was the first thing that you told me. Uh, when I first started, because I would never do anything that I didn't totally
I
believe
know
in.
that.
There's just no way.
Are we,
And
were we the
so,
were we the first beauty brand that you ever worked with? I feel like we
um,
were.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think so.
That's such a
Yeah, it's hard to
honor.
find products that you can really get behind.
Yeah, thank you.
And I don't, I mean, I wouldn't, I don't, talk up anything unless for me. I have to be authentic or not at
I
all.
agree.
So, and the interesting thing is, Laura, I wasn't really familiar with this brand. I don't know if you know this story, but I happened to be at my parents' house, and needless to say, there's not a lot to do. And so I found myself like surfing the channels, and I see Laura Geller Beauty. And so I decided to click on it. I had no idea what it was. And that was the very first time that I became familiar with your product line. And it was just so fortuitous because it was just weeks after that that you guys called me to see if I would be interested
Oh
in,
my gosh.
yeah, representing the product. And I thought, that's just amazing
Oh
how
my
that full circle. And I live by the signs of life too. Coincidence is when God chooses to be anonymous.
coincidence. Oh, I love that. I love that. Coincidence is when God chooses to be anonymous.
Correct.
Oh, somebody write that down. Oh my God, that's
you know,
excellent.
when things happen like that, I really feel like it's the universe leading me. And the more you let the universe lead you, the better off you are, because then you're in step and
Yes.
you sync with the world around you. And the more that you put blinders on and you just kind of have you're headed in a direction and you don't notice the opportunities.
Yes, you're right. You're right. And I think we all tend to put blinders on sometimes. And so this is such an important reminder. Honestly, it is. And I know that you wouldn't put your name to anything, and especially where it comes to Cancer Schmancer. So for anybody who might not have heard about Cancer Schmancer, can you just give us a little 30-second like understanding of what it's for and
Well,
why?
I'm a a cancer survivor, 24 years well.
Wow.
And when I wrote what became the New York Times bestseller, Cancer Schmancer, it was because I wanted to share my story. And what happened to me, I didn't want to have happen to other people by means of misdiagnosis and mistreatment. And so I wrote the book, and then I went on the book tour and started to promote it and give speeches and things like that. And I realized very quickly that what happened to me actually happens to millions of Americans. And that's when I realized that it was time that we take control of our bodies, transform from being patients into medical consumers, start looking at what causation
That's
is
what I learned.
making us ill, understanding that cancer is the end stage of a long history of chronic inflammation in almost all cases, and that early detection is the cure, because if you catch it on arrival, 95% survival.
That's
So
right.
the Cancer Schmancer movement was
When?
forged, and now we've, over the years, we started with early detection, but then very quickly started to focus on identifying the causes of cancer and the elimination thereof. So a lot of the onus gets put back on the consumer, becoming a medical consumer, making mindful decisions instead of mindless decisions. And you know, at the end of the day, manufacturers don't want to kill us, they want to sell us. But they'll sell us anything that we're willing to buy, which in many cases is anything. Not all of them have the integrity that you have, but the bottom line is the bottom line. And
True.
so I try to encourage all of my Cancer Schmancer followers to understand that they wield a lot of power with their hard-earned, dollar and consumerism. So they need to pick and choose more wisely. They need to read labels, and they need to reduce the cacophony of toxins and carcinogens in their home. And we have a very progressive program called Detox Your Home, which helps our followers learn how to live a more pristine life.
So they can go to cancerschmancer is it .org or
Yes.
yeah. And
We're
is this
profit.
okay? Okay, so this is important information because the only way they're going to learn is to understand where to get the valuable information too.
Right, exactly.
And
And we're upbeat, we're motivating, and we give you a lot of tools to change your life for the better. And then you start to see the results.
right.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to be able to sit there and have 3 cocktails, but your body, it will not feel better for it.
No.
And the more you start to live a healthy and pristine life, the more you lean into organic foods and eco-friendly products for the home and personal care items. What are you brushing your teeth with? All of that stuff. It's really important, and your body will thank you, and you'll see a huge difference in how often you get sick, in how you feel, in how you age, in how your skin looks. All of it is, better, and that goes for your pets, for your kids. It becomes a family
That's
affair.
such a huge learning, and I will tell you, I thank you for it because the takeaways for me were so valuable when I was at the conference. So thank you for that. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing.
I will say, those that attend the conference or watch it later on as a webinar series on our cancerschmancer.org website, they all say that it's life-changing.
Yeah,
They go home and they look at everything with
that's
new eyes.
right. That's exactly right. Well,
What most people do that came out of the 20th century is completely unsustainable. And it's why, particularly in this country, really, we're a very sick nation.
I know.
And we don't have to be. We just have to start being smarter consumers.
Yeah. And even if you do make small changes, because someone like me who had bad habits for so long, like I couldn't tell you that I changed everything, but I'm mindful of a lot of the things that I learned. And now I do look through a different lens and
No,
I'm more aware.
progress. Don't be hard on yourself. Doing some things is the beginning of change.
Yeah.
And, you just keep chipping away and chipping
Chipping
away.
away.
Right.
That's the
Don't,
answer.
don't make the perfect the enemy of the good.
Yeah. Wow. You really sum things up. Let me tell you, sister, you really sum things up. So going from that, can I talk a little bit about, we have a 20th anniversary happening right now.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's
And
great.
I mean, 20th anniversary from one product that is in this collection.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Balance and Brighten. And you spoke about using good things on the skin, and I will tell you that we just got the seal of recognition. It's never been done before for any makeup product.
And I want
from the
to put this little mirror in here too.
Thank you.
Everything is really nice. I mean, I have to say,
Fran,
I'm really not just saying this, but,
I know.
and I love this kabuki brush.
Yeah.
My girlfriends, fight over mine. It's just, and congratulations on the recognition, but it's well deserved.
Yeah, no, the
Love this brush.
national rosacea and eczema. Yeah, it's huge. It's it's cruelty-free brushes.
Oh,
So that's important to us too. And it's funny because a lot of people,
and it's so soft.
right. But if you need more coverage, do you know the trick? You can tighten up the barrel of the kabuki brush and make the hairs tighter and more dense. And when you dip it into the Balance and Brighten and you stipple it, you get more coverage.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, because a lot of people like the natural coverage, but some people who need more coverage will say, it doesn't give me enough coverage. And then I'll say, you need to use a dense brush or use this and just make the hairs a little tighter. And
I always just kept layering it on until I got the finish.
You don't have to.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
Especially if you have like a hyperpigmentation or a dark circle, you can just stipple it, as the makeup artists call it, stipple it in, and then you don't have to keep piling it on.
I'm gonna tell my mom that because she has a couple of sunspots on her face. You used to do Renee Taylor when you were a makeup artist, right?
I told you that. I cannot believe you remember that. Yes.
She played my mom, for all of those who don't know, on The Nanny. She played Sylvia, and we're still friends to this day.
Oh my gosh, she's hilarious.
She's about to turn 91. And if I tell you, Laura, she is such a pistol. Her brain and the wheels are turning, and she's just still very ambitious to work. She's in plays. She's incredible. And she's such an inspiration to me.
She really should be to everybody. I just saw her do a clip with Lainey Kazan, another favorite of mine.
Yes.
Talking about
Frida on The Nanny.
Yeah. I mean, the best. They were so cute together, but thank you for, bringing that out. It was her first Broadway show that she did with her husband, Joe.
Yeah.
And I was hired to come in and do her makeup. And then we had a long relationship after that. So it was really, really special. So I do feel like you've been in my life somehow for a long time. Yeah. But for those of you who don't know, this Bake Starter Kit is all the same Italian made product. It's all baked on pure terracotta, and there's no fillers, there's no binders. So this is the terracotta tile. It actually gets made on this. When you get to the bottom, there's a terracotta tile. So we give you 3 shadows. This is my favorite collection. I just want to say it's my favorite blush. It's Pink Buttercream. It's a bronzer called Tahitian Glow that you can use. Hey, Fran, I don't know if you ever put body bronzer on, but this, you have to try this with a puff. And if you do it on your legs, people are obsessed with it. It covers veins, it covers markings, and you can use it on your face as an all over bronzer. It's gorgeous. And then there's
Great.
two highlighters, huh?
That's great.
Yeah, it's really our number one selling blush.
You know,
Our,
because you don't really want to get sun on your face.
oh,
But
please.
you never like that look when the face and like the décolleté don't match.
Yeah,
So that helps to connect the two.
it does.
So you got to be mindful, ladies. You know, the hands, the top of the
Top of
hands
the hands.
have, and that's, you could put on a little bit, you know, with your kabuki brush right on the hands. And I do that as well because when I'm driving in the car, especially here in sunny California, I'm always wearing my UV gloves.
Oh my gosh, smart.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Or you know, you won't be happy in the end. You know, it's funny because I was talking to a, a Paris couture designer who's doing me for the Oscars, and he said, you know, I'm thinking maybe I might make a matching glove, so it's all this fantastic fabric. And my first thought was, you know, the women that do that usually are covering something up. And I'm kind of happy that I'm not in that place yet because I've always avoided getting sun on my hands. And he said, well, you'll play with them, you'll take them off, you know. And then I started thinking, oh, maybe that would be fun on the red carpet. You know, I'll go with my teeth and I'll take it off because it's not about, for me, I don't want it to be confused that I'm covering up. But I do think that because I do avoid the sun, that it's good to use something like this to just connect it for the areas that do get sun, because you do need sun, and I do get sun exposure, you know, and also the whole spectrum of the sun is important. People don't realize that either. You know, we take vitamin D, but really throughout the day, as the sun moves, you get different vitamin, not just D3, but it keeps changing. And it's important that you try and expose yourself to the full spectrum. I'm in the house space.
Oh my God. I'm like, the only thing I know is that the reason why women have hyperpigmentation typically on the left side of their face is from driving and the sun coming through the window. And a dermatologist told me that a long time ago, and I'm so mindful of it because I have a big brown spot here. So the gloves, or UV gloves, are brilliant in any.
All kinds of products that they sell.
I know.
You know, hats, and I mean,
you
can really go all out. Well, particularly for when you drive.
Yeah, no, there's so much out there.
I've never been a sun worshiper. I like to sit under an umbrella. I like to be outside, but under an umbrella.
Me too. That's like a big thing with me. I have to have my umbrellas. I can't stand sitting in hot. I'm not even comfortable in the sun.
That's it. Me neither. I mean, when I was a kid and they were smearing on the iodine with the baby oil, that was never me.
No, with the reflectors. Oh my God. No. I mean, I might have done it. I'm a little guilty as charged when I was young. But now, no, not for years. And I'll pick up color even with umbrellas and hats. So you really have to be conscientious.
Yeah.
I know. So, Fran, before we take question and answers, I just want to let everybody know that that collection, the Bake Starter Kit, is already on sale. But if you use code FRAN10 for the next 48 hours, we're going to give you an additional 10% off. So,
nice. That's
what?
Nice. So that's going to
on laurageller.com, I'm supposed to say.
laurageller.com.
laurageller.com.
Fran10.
Fran10. So this is the collection. This is my number one selling collection of all the collections. Because
you know, the three pieces actually this, which is your foundation, and this incredible brush.
Yeah, it's everything you need. It will, other than a little lippy or a little mascara, you're good. You're good to go, and you're using things that are really
That's
good for your
it.
skin.
You are holding it upside down. But really, this has a beautiful vanity mirror too.
Yeah, I love it. It's a full mirror for your whole face. It's the kind of thing you throw in when you're going away for a weekend or an overnight, or you can just work out of it on your vanity. It's so easy. But so, Fran, we got a couple questions before this live because I know we're answering questions
I like
while
Q&A.
you don't mind.
No, I like it.
Okay, good. Okay, so one of the questions we got were like, did you learn anything in your career, like tip or tricks, really that you believe helped you in your own makeup style? Is there any like really great trick that you want to share with somebody?
Well, I think that um, with the mascara, I tend to start at the root and brush up, and I like to do it on an angle there, instead of like straight up because I don't like a round eye. I like more of a bedroom eye or an almond shaped eye. So I go from the root up and underneath, and I've talked about this in some of my posts for Laura Geller Beauty. Underneath the mascara line, the eyelash line, and the upper lid, I put a thin, I use dark brown because my eyes tend to tear with black pigmented liner. But underneath, you can do it with a shadow and a skinny brush. You can do it with a pencil. You can do it with a wet liner. But underneath, you go there. And so as we gals get older and maybe the lashes get a little more sparse, that fills
Looks like a
the root. So you don't really notice like there are spaces.
yeah.
It's a big
It's
trick.
really a good one.
Also, my makeup artist Gregory Arlt, who I think posts things that he does with me for Laura Geller as well. He always said eyebrows should what does he say? Eyebrows don't have to be identical twins.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't be third cousins twice removed either.
Yeah, there's an expression. They're sisters, but they're not identical twins or something along those lines. Right.
Right.
That's right.
So, you can't like go
Right.
crazy. Right. But it is good to like be mindful of trying to make them. And it could be just one little line with the eyebrow pencil that suddenly balances it all out. So, take your time with your eyebrows. I usually use like 3 different products on them.
Wow.
And I've never gotten into that tattooed stuff. And actually, Lori, yesterday I went to get an MRI because I think I hurt my meniscus. And they asked if you had any eye tattoos.
Oh, really?
And I said, no. But I wonder if that has something to do with it that makes it prohibitive. And you don't realize when you do something like that, that then you got to deal with every time you need an MRI.
Oh my gosh. I never heard of such a thing. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
It's that people that get tattoos and stuff like that. I never got into that. I'm much more natural. I haven't even gotten my ears pierced, to tell you the truth.
Ever.
Never. I thought,
Okay.
what if I change my mind?
Wow.
So I just wear clips whenever I wear earrings.
Wow. Unbelievable. That's a little known, very interesting fact about you. I cannot believe that. That's incredible. What's that?
I have all my teeth. When I go to the dentist, they say it's very rare someone comes in here that doesn't have any extractions.
Wow. All right, stop bragging. We're very impressed. Enough with the bragging.
I don't know whether it's good or bad, but it's.
I got my own teeth. I got my own.
I'm very fastidious with oral hygiene, actually.
Oh, so am I. That I'm a crazy person with that. I
And
go.
you know, the mouth is the gateway to a lot
You
of disease.
said
It's
that.
ease.
You said that. Do you use that thing on the tongue to clean your tongue? I do.
I use a toothbrush and I do that, but
You
maybe I
could.
get the thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet, but I will floss after and water pick and brush after every single time I eat.
Yeah.
And I use a toothpaste that was developed by a
I got it
biologic dentist.
from you.
Oh,
It's
good.
amazing. It's amazing. I'm done with it. I have to get more actually.
Excuse
I have
me.
to get more. So when you go out, what products do you have that you make sure you have in your bag? Like what few products would you always make sure you have with you if you're going out for the night or the day? Like what Laura Geller products especially?
Well, obviously, I always have a lipstick. I gotta have a lipstick, and I I'm really enjoying the holiday ones that have the gold on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I'm wearing the Brilliant in blush.
Yeah, Brilliant and Blush. Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
creamy, and
I work
something
so.
about that gold added to it. It doesn't make it look like you're wearing a layer of gold, but the whole thing is just
Oh,
packed to three in the box. And when
yes.
I first looked at it and rolled it up, I thought, I don't know, are these colors? But actually, I, 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 I don't know whether you guys just always pick the right colors for me, but they're all beautiful. Each one is beautiful.
I
So
agree.
I always have your lipstick, always.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Uh, I I always have. I like that. You'll have to remind me of the name, but it's like an eyebrow brush
Uh,
that like keeps it all in place. If I feel like it's starting to smush down or I'm missing a spot, I'll just do that. I
yeah.
always have the kabuki brush with me. I always have this, and I know that it's designed to be a foundation, but actually, I'll put it right over everything
Yep.
that just to smooth everything all out as the day
People do that.
progresses.
People use it as a color corrector on top of their favorite foundation too.
It's
It
multi-purpose, really.
really is.
I
And you know,
I know that you have a lovely, like what do they call it when to take the shine off
an
and
oil
stuff?
blotting powder, yeah. But
Yeah, but
people use this. It's oil
yeah, I'm very.
free.
This is this. See, I have this and the lipstick and a little touch up on
You're
the
so
eyeshadow.
cute, Fran. So, Fran, what can we look forward to? Because your time is precious, and I'm going on QVC at 10 o'clock, so I don't have much more time anyway.
That's like a good time slot, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm right at the top of the hour. Is there anything that you want to share that you're working on, or anything that you want to let people know about?
Well, I'm just coming off of that huge union
Oh, what?
strike because I'm the
Oh,
president
I never heard
of
about that.
SAG, and we were very successful with $1 billion deal, which is the biggest contract in our industry's history.
So proud
So
of
I'm
you.
like exhausted from that. I'm going to go to the SAG Awards, and we're going to give Barbara Streisand a Lifetime Achievement Award. So that's very exciting. And I will speak at it. And for the first time, it's going to be on Netflix Live,
Oh,
seen around the world. I'm also
unbelievable.
going to be doing the sequel to the uh, cult classic film This is Spinal Tap, which I was in the original, and now they're doing a sequel 40 years
Oh,
later.
mind
If
blowing.
I tell you, I've been in an elevator with Bruce Springsteen, and he said to me, I just loved you in Spinal Tap so much. I've been in a restaurant and uh, what's his name? Oh God, now I just forgot his name. a very big rock star
Okay.
out there. But it's just amazing how that movie has given me this cachet with major recording artists. And now we're going to do it again.
Oh
So,
my God, I'm so glad you shared that here. That's such big news.
and
That's
probably I was supposed to do during the strike a movie with Adam Sandler and Ben Affleck, but um, we lost the window, and it has to be shot during baseball season because it has a theme of baseball in it. So I think it's going to come around again when baseball season returns. So that'll be the next thing. And I'm starting to write again now that and I think that there's a book in me to talk about this enormous experience that I had in labor leadership. It's really something that I never expected for myself.
there
But
is. You need to do that. There's so many layers to that.
yeah,
That there's so many layers and takeaways that people will
because
learn.
they the women in leadership often get attacked. It's a low hanging fruit, and during the period of time of negotiations, when that started to happen to me, I thought to myself, this is there's an even bigger story here, and that's that I have a responsibility of representing to women and girls what leadership can be.
What leadership is and also what negotiating is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an art. And I think as women, we're always afraid to come to the table. There's intimidation, there's tactics that work against us that have been rooted, I don't have to tell you in how many years. I think there's so many layers and women would really benefit.
And
I think
one of the things that I really brought to the table was that I didn't try and emulate a man because I'm a woman and I bring intellect and integrity and and I could still rock a red lip, and I bring my plushie toy, and all of it was unapologetically. And in the room, I reminded everybody that we're not curing cancer. Dial it down, and uh, and then I would read Buddhist wisdom.
oh
Because,
my
and today was a very interesting Buddhist wisdom, which I read to my committee that I had a meeting with at the union today. And it said that love and kindness isn't ever asked for like water, it's offered like tea. Now, yeah,
I love that.
I think friendship and love are not asked for like water, but are offered like tea. That's a Zen proverb. So I would always bring that to the room too.
I mean, their heads had to have been spinning
It
and
didn't have to do
no,
with me.
exactly, exactly. And that's the beauty of why there's something here to be told. You've got to do it. Your
Yeah.
next mission
Yes,
when you have
we
free
need
time.
more women leaders. Actually, I never was exposed to so much male aggression all at once. Even in my own negotiating committee, I really got to observe how men deal with the same problem differently from women, and how I would react to each of them differently.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, as one war was already activated and then a second war broke out, that, until we get women in leadership that can speak from the heart
It's
and
never going to
that's
change.
what's important about life and family and children and all of that, I don't have hope for the future. We must get more women in leadership and not emulating man, but being exactly what we bring to the
Oh
party.
my gosh, that's gospel. That is gospel. I mean, that's the truth. And I think that's a perfect way to leave off because honestly, I think everybody's hearing that. That's resonating with me. It's resonating with everybody.
Well, thank you, and have a good time tonight when you go on the air. And thank you for inviting me to join you for this. It's my absolute pleasure, and it's my pleasure representing Laura Geller Beauty. I truly believe in this product, and I'm very happy to support you.
And we're happy to support you. We are so proud of your initiatives in everything you do, but especially our collaboration for 4 years now with Cancer Schmancer. So we are going to continue on together, girl.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and thanks to all of you.
Thanks to everybody. Bye, everybody. Bye,
Bye.
Fran. Have a good night.
Thank
Bye.
you.